What's going on? I've been busy. Jeez, I've been doing fillings, root canals, crowns, extractions, dentures. What you been up to?
Yeah, I've done all that, and I've done implants and Invisalign, and I'm waiting to do the girls' Botox and filler. So you just sit here and I'll take care of it all.
Good luck with the women.
Ebert Dental Group is a family-run general dentistry practice. We are able to provide most treatments without having long-distance referrals. We accept most insurances and are accepting new patients now.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Here for this Division 7 District Semifinal. South Central just getting on the field right now as they're running out there in their black and gold uniforms, the black uniforms with the gold pinstripes and the numbers, and for Buckeye Central, they'll be in the red tops with the gray pants and the gray numbers as we're ready to go here in just a moment. And again, it's going to be Troy Ayers on the hill for South Central. And again, you know, got an opportunity to kind of see him throwing a little bit, just, you know, kind of doing some warm-ups. And one thing you kind of see most of the time in this level is not necessarily, at least in the warm-ups, he wasn't throwing things that were necessarily overpowering, but he was doing a good job finding the strike zone, which is step one that every coach wants out of their pitcher.
Absolutely. And the weather is about picture perfect.
Yep.
As Joe Tate used to say on Cleveland Indians broadcast, it's a beautiful day for baseball.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, really almost a perfect day for baseball. It couldn't be better. So, you know, what we're looking at here is, you know, the type of day that when, you know, you're sitting around saying, do I want to go out and watch a baseball game? The answer, yes, you do.
Absolutely.
Even if you don't like baseball, just getting outside in this weather is going to be perfect. So Ayers is going to start things off again. He's pitching to Alex Hammonds behind the plate, or behind the plate, and he'll be going to Caydin Jarvis, Austin Estridge, and Jeremiah Fishpaw. That'll be the three that'll start things off for Buckeye Central. And again, just getting ready to go here in probably about a minute or so. So thank you again for being with us to watch on OH Report and to listen here on WBCO. It'll be Caydin Jarvis, the pitcher, who will be settling to start things off. And again, Jarvis, second team N10, so a very good season for him overall, and he'll try to kind of get things going. Again, Jarvis on the season going into the week was hitting, you know, 258, but his on-base percentage 461. So does a very good job of getting on base, and he led the team in runs scored, 23 runs scored on the season.
Can't ask more than that from a leadoff hitter.
Yep. And we're ready to go. Off-speed pitch to start things off. He's going to hit it into the hole. Shortstop June gets it, backhands it, but it's deep enough in the hole that it's going to be a base hit. So good start here. First pitch, and Jarvis turns on it. And
start things off. He's going to hit it into the hole. Shortstop June gets it, backhands it, but
the pitcher there, he's going to throw it down the middle. He's going to hit it.
Absolutely. Austin Estridge will come up now. Jarvis will lead off on first, and Michael Sanders holding him on over there. It'll be Ayers looking over there, looking for the bunt, and he's going to swing away and foul it back. So 0-1 the count here to the catcher, Austin Estridge.
Sort of took a flip swing like he was almost trying to push that out into right field.
Yep. Trevor Hudson, the third baseman, was playing way up in the grass like they were expecting some small ball to come from Buckeye Central. They're going to swing on that one and swing and miss. So 0-2 the count here to Estridge.
Little breaking ball there.
Yep.
He was out ahead of it a little bit.
Yeah, nice job right there. Ayers in these first couple of pitches. He's throwing a couple of different pitches at him, sort of kind of keeping the hitters off balance. That one's going to be off speed and comes over the plate just a little high. So 1-2 the count. And again, this is what I'm talking about. You can see it from here. Ayer is not overpowering by any stretch, but he gets the ball close to the batter's box and close to the plate. So that one's in. They're going to look to steal. The throw down there, not going to get him. Stolen base for Caydin Jarvis on the ball. That one's going to even the count at 2-2.
So Coach Jensen being aggressive here at the beginning, not playing small ball, stealing a base.
Stealing a base instead. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be fouled back. It'll keep the count even at 2-2.
Austin Estridge took a good cut there. Not a big guy.
No.
He's a you say diminutive.
I would say this. He's built like a second baseman, but they haven't played catcher.
Yes.
If you ever run baseball enough, you know what I'm talking about. That one off speed, he's going to be ahead of it and pop it out of play. So it was a good job actually hitting right there because he was well in front of that when he had to just kind of keep himself alive by fouling it out of play.
Yeah. And as far as him being a catcher, obviously he's got a good arm.
Yeah.
He's a pitcher as well, so probably their #1 pitcher.
So with Jarvis down at second, no outs here. Top of the second. That one's going to be turned on. It's going to be June coming up at shortstop. He'll clean it, go to first. They'll get the first out of the inning, but it does move Jarvis over to third on the fielder's choice.
Productive out.
Yep.
And even though the ball was hit to the shortstop, Jarvis got a great break.
Yes, he did.
He was 2/3 of the way to the third base before June ever fielded.
No opportunity there to go to third base for that one. He had to just take the out. Jeremiah Fishball will set in now. Buckeye Central already a runner at third, so they're threatening here. Top of the first inning with 1 out. Pitch come in, and he's going to square up to bunt. He'll drop it down first baseline. They're going to, nope, he's going to not come home with it. And then he double pumped to his Ayers, the pitcher who fielded it. He thought about coming home, and then he was like, I can't get Jarvis because Jarvis was coming so fast. So then he tried to turn, go down the first with it, double pumped, and by that point in time, it was too little too late. Fishpaw's at first base. So RBI for Jeremiah Fishpaw, and Buckeye Central is up 1-0.
Not sure how they'll score that. I mean,
no error on the play.
It wasn't
it's just,
an error.
You know,
it's a. You could score it as a sacrifice.
That's correct.
He scored the runner, or you could give him a base hit as well.
Grounder from Lance Cole, going to go to the second baseman, June. He'll go to second. They'll try for the double play. Nope, he just beat it out. Lance Cole legs out that play. It was the 6-4-3. Wyatt Hall, the second baseman, came up, turned down to first, but just couldn't quite get there on time. So got the lead runner. And it will be Lance Cole at first now, and Hunter Caudle, the center fielder, now steps up with 2 outs in the first inning. Pitch in. That one's going to be just popped up here. Second base. It'll be Wyatt Hall coming under. Nope. Yep, he did get it. Okay.
He had to dive for it.
Yep, he kind of misjudged it a little bit. Had to fall back, but is able to grab that one out of the air. That'll end the inning after a half inning of play here from Heise Park and Galion in this Division 7 District Semifinal. Buckeye Central 7, South Central coming to bat.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Coming to the bottom of the first inning here in this Division 7 District Semifinal, Jeff Roberts, Dan Messerschmidt here with you. Buckeye Central up South Central over South Central 1, and South Central just coming to bat. So a good first inning there for the Bucks, and we'll see what Caydin Jarvis can do on the hill now. He'll go against Cole Frankert, the center fielder, Brian Chafee, the left fielder, and Weston June, the shortstop for the Trojans.
Jarvis helped his own cause there by
Yep.
Coming around after that leadoff base hit and scoring the first run of the game.
Yeah, literally said he was the leading run scorer for Buckeye Central in the season, and then he got the run right there. So
he showed you why.
Yep. He's thrown a little bit more with a little more juice than Ayers is, to start things off. But we'll see how things go, and doesn't necessarily mean anything. That one's going to be popped out of play, so Cole Frankert's going to swing at the first pitch, and it's going to be an 0-1 count to the center fielder. And here's the pitch. That one's going to be fastball, misses the plate, so 1-1 the count.
Jarvis been a little odyssey in his high school career. I think he started his freshman year at Buckeye, then played his sophomore year at Crestline, and then came back this year back to Buckeye.
That one high, so 2-1 the count. Yep, little, trying to find your way sometimes. That one could be off speed and got him. Ahead on that swing was Frankert, so it evens the count at 2-2.
I don't know exactly what the circumstances were, whether they moved down there. I don't know. But he's back at Buckeye now.
I can tell Coach Jensen's happy to have him back.
Is.
That one's going to be a fastball popped up. Jarvis is actually the one running under it in foul territory, and he'll pick it up. So pop up in the first out of the inning. Nice play right there by Caydin Jarvis, the pitcher.
Unusual that you see the pitcher come all the way off the mound. But with Jeremiah Fishpaw playing back and a little bit off the base, it would have been a long run for the first baseman as well. So,
and you could see Jarvis took off after he called off everybody right away.
He took charge, yes.
Yep. Brian Chafee, the left fielder, going to step in now. Chafee going to square up the bunt. He'll drop it, and it does get to past the third baseman who was charging, and it's going to be really towards the shortstop Ty Kraft, but no opportunity for a play there, so we'll call it a base hit.
Yeah, he charged in, and it was bunted so hard that it got by him, and there was just nobody there to be able to field it.
Yeah, it wasn't really bunted at the third baseman. It was bunted really, if it was a hit, it would have gone straight to the shortstop, but it wasn't fast enough to get to a deep Ty Kraft, who's playing deep in the infield, but it not too far over for Dylan Heidinger to be able to cut it off. So runner on, Weston June going to swing at the first pitch. He'll swing and miss. 0-1 the count to the shortstop. So again, 1 out, 1 on here for South Central. Down 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning here from Heise Park. There's the pitch from Jarvis. That's going to be popped over the head of Heidinger at third base. And sure enough, another base hit. Just took a good, good bounce right there for South Central. Will bring Chafee down to second.
Yeah, just bounced just high over the third baseman's head. Nothing he could do about it. It was just one of those things. Hit I think, on the infield dirt, and took a real high hop.
Well, and he was playing on the grass, like right on the grass, so he was playing a little in, so the way it bounced up, no chance there. First pitch going to be swung on and fouled out of play by Trey Ayers, the pitcher. He's a lefty and trying to help his own cause here with 2 runners on. First and second here for South Central, and just 1 out. Bottom of the first inning. That's off-speed pitch. That one looks good. 0-2 the count here to Ayers.
Nice breaking ball. Ayers batting from the left side, even though he's a right-handed pitcher.
Yep. There's the pitch. That one just going to miss the corner. That'll be a 1-2 count now.
Teaser pitch.
Yep. One of those ones that, you're hoping that an ump might have a wide strike zone. He might give it to you, but it also makes it difficult for a hitter. That one's going to be knuckled in on the hands there of Ayers, and he's going to have to foul it out of play. So 1-2 the count remains.
That might have been a ball inside, but I don't think he wanted to take it.
You can't chance it. Yeah, too close to, and I think that's what Ayers was thinking. He was like, I better swing at this just in case. 1-2 the count. That one's going to be knuckled out into left field, base hit. And are they going to send him home? They will. And it's going to be Chafee coming around. He was slow going in the third, but they'll bring him home. And an RBI base hit right there by Troy Ayers. And it's a tie game, 1-1. They'll hold up June at second. And again, Chafee was kind of jogging the third, and then coach was like, go, 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 and then he picked it up.
Well, the left fielder, Blaze Metzger, you could tell by the throw back in, does not have a powerful arm.
Right.
So they were pretty sure he was going to have to hit the cutoff, which he did, and easily scoring.
Alex Hammonds now settles in, the catcher. He'll take the first pitch ball. So we're all tied up at 1 now in the bottom of the first inning, and South Central still continuing to threaten with runners at first and second, just 1 out. Here's the pitch. Jarvis, that one's going to be inside, so 2-0 the count. One thing we're seeing about Jarvis, as I said, he throws a little harder than Ayers, but when he throws his fastball, especially when he's trying to put juice behind it, he loses his control just a little bit. That one, he's going to just miss that one as well. So 3-0 the count here to the catcher, Alex Hammonds. And South Central got some things going here in the bottom of the first inning with first and second. 3-0 count. Let's see if they just have him hauled off. And that one's just thrown in the dirt. Ball 4. He tried to throw a fastball, and he dirted it. So bases loaded.
None of those pitches were even reasonably close to the strike zone.
And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Trevor Hudson. Bases loaded, just 1 out here for the Trojans. Again, good top half of the inning for Buckeye Central. Got a run in. But now on the other end of it, they're going to need a nice play here to get himself out of this jam with the bases loaded and 1 out. Hudson settles in, pitch in, and that's going to be a ball. And that's, you know, what, 5 balls in a row here for the pitcher, Caydin Jarvis. See at what point in time somebody might have to go out and have a chat with him, see what he can do here. That one's going to be inside corner, got that one. Took a little off of that one just to make sure he can get it over the plate, and he got the corner. So 1-1 the count.
If he could induce a ground ball, force it any base, so they could get some outs here.
That one's going to be outside corner. He got him with the fastball. And it's 1-2 the count now to Trevor Hudson. So after he went inside on the off-speed pitch on the last pitch, just caught the corner, he goes on the outside corner on the fastball there, and Hudson swung and missed. That one's going to be just high, so it'll even things up at 2-2. Again, bases loaded, bottom of the first inning here in the Division 7 District Semifinal. South Central threatening. There's the pitch. That one's going to be high and outside. Again, that was actually pretty close to where the pitch was that he swung and missed that. Just a little more outside of the strike zone. So now we got a full count here to Trevor Hudson. Bases loaded. Big pitch here from Caydin Jarvis. And there it is. Just hit right to left field, right in the gap. Nice line drive. They'll bring in 1, and they'll hold up Ayers down there at third, so it remains bases loaded, but RBI single for Trevor Hudson makes it 2-1 South Central. So Ayers down the third, Hammonds the second.
That was a solidly hit ball. That was not a blooper.
Nope. And now we're going to see Chad Jensen come out and have a little chat with Caydin Jarvis. Really kind of bringing everybody in, too. Sometimes this is just more of a settle things down because, you know, you don't want the game to get away from you in the first inning. So, you know, got the replay going on right now at the OH report, and you can just see well driven right there in the gap between third and short. And, you know, again, the left fielder, Metzger, was kind of coming in on it, so he fielded it in shallow center. That's the reason they couldn't try to make 2 runners come home. Yeah. But, you know, got out there in a hurry. He was coming in, but still plenty of juice on it and able to easily get 1 runner home. So 2-1 the score. And now it's going to be the designated hitter, Caden Blair. Blair hitting for Wyatt Hall, the second baseman.
I had to take a double take when I saw Caden Blair. There was a Caden Blair over at Winford.
That's exactly. There's the first pitch, and it's a strike. So spelled differently on the first name, but, you know, still. Nice pitch right there. 0-1 the count. Bases loaded, 1 out. That one's going to be popped out of play down the first baseline. So Jarvis gets ahead of Caden Blair here. And these are going to be important outs here as he's the 7 hitter, 7, 8, and 9 hitters coming up potentially for South Central. You want to get these guys out if you're Buckeye Central. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be fouled out of play as well over the first base dugout. So, again, it remains 0-2 the count.
And realistically, if you turn it back over to the top, it's already going to be at least 4-1. And the top of the order coming up, so you got to get these guys.
Yep, that one's going to be grounded to third baseman, out of play, foul ball. So Heidinger coming up on it there. Actually kind of works for Buckeye Central's favor because the way it was kind of hopping and, you know, it wasn't super hard hit, but it was bouncing strangely off the grass. It would have been a tough play for Heidinger to decide, you know, how to pick it up and, you know, if he was going to be able to get a good angle to come home with it. And there it is. That one's going to be just outside, or actually quite a bit outside. So 1-2 the count.
Yeah, he might have had to surrender the run and just get the out at third.
Yeah.
If that had been fair.
There it is, 1-2 the count. He got him swinging on that one. Nice pitch right there from Jarvis. Got himself out of a little bit of a trouble. So now it's 2 outs for Michael Sanders, the first baseman.
Now if they can get a force out somewhere,
Yep.
they minimize the damage.
Exactly. You know, again, that strikeout becomes big because now, and they're putting on the rotation there in the outfield. First pitch going to be ball 1. They got the center fielder playing. If you're looking out in center field where we are from behind home plate, he is well over into right field. And Metzger in left field start moving over a little bit too, like they think he's going to be behind on it. That pitch is going to be swung on and missed. So 1-1 the count here to Michael Sanders, the first baseman.
That's called scouting report.
That's correct. They just shifted the outfield, not the infield, though, to be clear. That one's going to be swung on and missed as well. So 1-2 the count here to Michael Sanders.
He's taking some good rips at it.
Sure is. We'll see what Jarvis can do here. Can he get himself out here on a 1-2 count, 2 outs, bottom of the first? That one's going to be popped out of play. Another opportunity coming to Michael Sanders here. South Central up 2-1 right now over Buckeye Central in the bottom of the first inning here from Heise Park in Galion. This Division 7 District Semifinal. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be just outside. And that's where, when he throws his fastball and he comes across his body a little bit, that's where he ends up going. It sails a little bit wide of a right-handed batter, like whereas, you know, it's going to be outside on a right-handed hitter.
He's almost off balance.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
When he plants, he's falling off the mound.
And that pitch going to be same spot. He got him on the corner, though. Got him looking. That'll end the inning. Same place, just brought it in a little bit, and it was enough for the ump to call strike 3. So after 1 inning of play here from Galion in the Division 7 District Semifinal, South Central 2, Buckeye Central 1.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Ebert. This is my son, Dr. Cam Ebert. We are Ebert Dental Group in Willard, Ohio.
Here at Ebert Dental Group, we offer a wide variety of services: restorative dentistry, dental implants, root canal therapy, Invisalign, teeth whitening, cosmetic dentistry, dentures and partial dentures, Botox, and much, much more.
We're currently accepting new patients, and we would love to see you here at Ebert Dental Group.
Troy Ayers, the pitcher from South Central. Again, good top of the first inning for Buckeye Central. Got a run in then, but just gave up 2 on the bottom of the first to South Central. So that's what we're looking at. 2-1 the score, Trojans over the Bucks in this Division 7 District Semifinal. Once again, Jeff Roberts joining you along with Dan Messerschmidt, streaming live on the OH Report, and great to be with you always on Country Legends AM 1540, 107.5 FM WBCO.
Despite getting behind, I'm sure that Coach Jensen is satisfied with how they got out of that inning.
Darn
It
right.
could have been a lot worse.
Yep, bases loaded with only 1 out, and Jarvis strikes out Blair and Sanders to get out of the inning. So, see what Dylan Heidinger can do. Want to thank our sponsors, Dr. Christina Fox at Envision Eye Care, 2 blocks south of the Square, Rob Lest at Edgefield Animal Clinic, Joe Kleiman, the associates at the Galion offices of First Federal Bank of Ohio, and Matt and Tammy Studer at Ken's Standing Seam Metal Roofs for farm, home, and business. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be right over the plate. As Heidinger clearly taking the entire way. So 0-1 the count here as he takes the strike.
No one reads those credits like Davy Jones.
Oh,
but you're a close second.
I'm a distant second. So that one's going to be fouled down the right field line. Trying to make a run on it as Sanders at first base. He just lost it over there. I think if he didn't lose it in the sky, he would have had a shot at that ball.
Yes.
But he kind of stopped about midway because he just didn't know where it was anymore.
And I think he might have worried about where the warm-up mounds are down that line. So he kind of glanced at that, and then he lost the ball.
Yep, that's what happens. So that'll keep it 0-2 here to the third baseman, Dylan Heidinger. Pitch in. That one's going to be just grounded. It's going to be picked up by the shortstop, June. He's going to charge on it, throw to first. They got him.
June with a strong arm.
Yep, and Heidinger, not a super fast runner down the base, so Good play right there by Weston June, and that'll bring up Jeremiah Robertson with 1 out here, top of the second inning.
Yeah, with a faster runner, that could have been bang bang because it was a high chop.
Yes, because it wasn't moving very quickly, like you said. But June charged on it, fielded it cleanly. That pitch is going to be low and in the dirt. So 1-0 the count here. Jeremiah playing right field. And here's the windup and throw from Ayers. That one's going to be in the dirt. So 2-0 the count to Robertson. Jeremiah on the season hit 145, 325 on base percentage. That one's going to be grounded right to June at shortstop. He bobbles it. We're going to have a play at first. Nope. He's going to get there. Call that an error.
That's C6, yes.
Yep.
Bounced up and hit him in the chest.
Yep. Sure did. And Robertson hustling as fast as he could go down that first baseline and ends up beating the throw from June.
June upset with himself on this, but it happens.
Yep. Ty Kraft going to settle in now.
It did take a high hop on him.
It did. But he's like, I'm the shortstop. I got to make plays like that. And now it's 1 out, 1 on here for Buckeye Central. Ty Kraft going to take the first pitch, ball 1. That's outside. Blaze Metzger on deck here for Buckeye Central. The 8 and 9 hitters, Kraft and Metzger. See if Buckeye Central can get anything going with the bottom half of the order. That one's going to be popped and grounded right in the middle. June going to step on second, go over to first. He throws it. It gets away from the first baseman, Sanders. And there's going to be Kraft going, and he's just going to go ahead and take second on another error right there. They got the lead hitter. They got the lead runner going for the double play, though. Another error on the throw there on June.
Yeah, it just was wide to his right. The first baseman tried to backhand it, and it was in the dirt. Just could not do it. So another error on June, allowing can't assume a double play. Safe on the fielder's choice, goes to second on the throwing error.
Well, because of where the ball was hit, it was going to be a double play because he only take one step and then make the throw. Metzger going to swing at the first pitch, going to go down the third base line and out of play. I'm not going to get to that one. But,
it's an error either way.
Yes,
because he's allowed the player to advance.
That's correct, exactly. But either way, like you said, you don't want to assume a double play. But in that situation, by the time he stepped on second base, I looked over and I was like, oh, Kraft was still 7 steps away from first base. So I was like, yeah, he's got this for sure. But sure enough, errant throw, and now runner at second, 2 outs here, top of the second inning. That off-speed pitch is going to catch the corner. 2 strikes now on Blaze Metzger, the left fielder. Big hit right now would be huge for Buckeye Central with the number 9 hitter up. He's going to go and pop that one right up the middle, but it's going to be Ayers backhanding it. He'll run it over and lob it to first for the out, and that'll end the inning, or the top half of the second inning here for Buckeye Central. After an inning and a half of play here in the Division 7 District Semifinal, South Central 2, Buckeye Central 1.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Messerschmidt joining you here on WBCO and streaming live on the OH Report. Buckeye Central down to South Central 2-1 after an inning and a half, and the Trojans seeing what they can tally up here, and it'll start things up with Jacob Wallen, the right fielder, the number 9 hitter.
Leading off, right fielder number 5, Jacob Wallen.
Yeah, so big inning for Caydin Jarvis. He's going to turn it right back over to the top of the lineup.
Yep.
Which scored the 2 runs in the first inning. So
yeah,
he definitely needs to get the 9-hitter out here to
always super
start.
important when you see teams that have a strong top half of the order, but the bottom half of the order is not as good. You got to get those guys out.
Yes.
So he missed the first pitch, got the second one. So 1-1 the count here to Jacob Wallen. First pitch inside that one. Nice fastball inside corner. That one, he's going to go same spot, and Wallen's going to hit it right to center field. Coming up, trying to make a diving play. No good there was Caudle. It's going to drop for a base hit. So
great attempt. He just he dived it right at the end, and it just didn't stay in the glove.
Yep, shallow center there. One of those plays that Ty Kraft was running out from shortstop, hoping to make a play on it as well, but not able to do so. So Wallen's on first, and Cole Frankert going to come up. He popped up his first time up, the leadoff hitter. We'll see what he can do here with a runner on first. Bottom of the second inning. First pitch, that one's going to be inside corner, but just miss. 1-0 the count.
Wallen says, "Take that for calling me a weak hitter."
Right.
Not a big guy either.
I was going to say, yep. That one's going to be driven out to the gap between left and the center. Coming up underneath it, it will be Caudle calling off Metzger in left field, and he'll make the out. So first out of the inning, and it will send Wallen back to first base.
Ball was well struck, just hung up.
Yes.
A little bit of a breeze coming in, and that might have helped hold that up enough for Caudle to get over from center field.
Yep. Brian Chafee now going to settle in. Chafee got the first hit of the game and scored the first run for South Central. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be driven out into left field. That's a base hit. Metzger going to pick it up on a one-hop, and they'll end up keeping Wallen at second, but still nicely hit ball right there by Brian Chafee. He's 2 for 2.
And Metzger did a good job getting over there. Had that ball gotten by him, that might have been a triple.
Oh, yeah. Because they're playing somewhat shallow in the outfield, so if it gets past into these outfielders and it rolls, it's going to be some danger. Weston June going to settle in. Weston June. He had an RBI base hit. Nope, not an RBI, just scored his first time up, and he'll take the first pitch, ball 1. He's got first and second right now with just 1 out here in the bottom of the second. That pitch going to be outside corner, caught it. So 1-1 the count. And again, that's that spot there that Jarvis throws to. That cross, just catches the outside corner on the fastball. See what he can do here. That one's right over the plate and got some movement on that pitch. Swung on and missed by June, so 1-2 the count.
If he can hit that outside corner consistently, he can be effective.
Yep. Got a 1-2 count here. That pitch going to be a little low, so we'll even things up at 2-2.
Weston June obviously doesn't have a problem with the number 13. He's right on his back.
No bad luck so far. That one's going to be high and outside, so it makes it a full count to Weston June. Again, just 1 out, first and second here, bottom of the second inning. South Central trying to get some more runs in. There's the pitch. That one's going to be grounded to the first baseman. Oh, it's going to be bobbled by Fishbaugh. He can't pick it up. And sure enough, he's going to throw it over there, but runners are going to move around, and everybody's safe.
Not only did he not field it cleanly, the ball kicked away from him.
Yes.
And so by the time he scrambled over and got it, and Jarvis got to first base, it was too late.
Exactly. Chafee to second, Wallen the third. So bases loaded here for Troy Ayers. Troy, the pitcher, had the RBI single to start off the runs in the first inning, and let's see what he can do here as he takes the first pitch, ball 1. Again, for South Central, threatening once again with bases loaded and 1 out. Second inning in a row they've had this. That pitch is going to be outside corner and caught it. And Ayers, kind of thought he was going to swing, and he pulled it back and just let it go by. So caught the corner. Nice pitch. Got a 1-1 count. That one's going for the same spot, but he missed it. So 2-1 the count. Baseball, they always say football's a game of inches, and baseball's a game of centimeters. Because it is super tight on those pitches. And that one's going to be swung on and missed right over the plate. That'll be a 2-2 count here. And again, that's what Jarvis had to do to get out of the first inning, is he just struck some guys out. So said if he can do that with Ayers, the cleanup hitter. 2-2. That one's going to be just grounded right over the head of Heidinger and foul ball. Yep, and that's going to bring home 2. Not just a kind of a check swing that bounced over Heidinger's head and hit off the base into the outfield. So base hit for Ayers to bring home 2 more runs. We got a 4-1 South Central lead.
Just a chop, just about the same as the one previously that chopped over Heidinger's head there at third.
It's going to be Hammond's going to take the first pitch, and that's going to be inside, ball 1. So 1-0 the count here. Runners at first and second as June going down the second on that play, on that little chopper. That one's going to be driven out into right field, but foul. Just a little behind on that one was Hammond's. So again, Ayers at first, the June at second. 2 runs in this inning. 4-1 South Central with the lead, just 1 out here, bottom of the second inning. Hammond's going to take that one a strike. So 2 strikes now to the catcher, Alex Hammond. Hammonds, who walked his first time up, got stranded on base. See what he can do here. 2 strikes now. That one's going to be just grounded to the second baseman. Coming up on it, nice making a play there is Cole, and they'll get the lead runner. So it will move June over to third and Ayers to second. So fielder's choice right there. Brings Trevor Hudson up with 2 outs. Hudson had an RBI single first inning, so he's got second and third right now. See what he can do if he can get some more runs home right now for the Trojans. There's the pitch. That one's going to be high. Ball 1. Jarvis settles from the stretch. That one's low and inside, so 2-0 the count here to Trevor Hudson.
Hudson listens to the instructions of his batting coach not to squeeze the bat. His 4 fingers on his right hand are up in the air.
Right. Yep. That's one way to do it.
Yeah.
That pitch going to be outside, so 3-0 the count.
He does bring him down when he's ready to swing.
Yeah.
But just odd to see.
Absolutely.
4 fingers
You're
up in the
right.
air.
He sure does. There's the pitch right over the plate. So 3-1 the count now to Trevor Hudson.
He was taken all the way there.
Yes, he sure was. With runners at second and third and 2 outs. There's the pitch. That one looks good. Yep. Evens things out. 3-2 the count now to Trevor Hudson. I think he was taken all the way on that one, too.
And it was outside corner.
Yep.
He just let that go by.
He's not going to be able to do that now. There's the pitch. Got him looking. Strike 3, and he didn't like the call. He looked back like, are you kidding me? No, we're not. That'll end the second inning. And after 2 innings of play here from Galion High School in this Division 7 District Semifinal, South Central now up over Buckeye Central 4-1.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Ebert. This is my son, Dr. Cam Ebert. We are Ebert Dental Group in Willard, Ohio.
Here at Ebert Dental Group, we offer a wide variety of services: restorative dentistry, dental implants, root canal therapy, Invisalign, teeth whitening, cosmetic dentistry, dentures and partial dentures, Botox, and much, much more.
We're currently accepting new patients, and we would love to see you here at Ebert Dental Group.
Wiser at Advanced Fiber Technology, Blythe Friedley and Todd McDougall at Friedley & Company Insurance in New Washington, Isaac King and Dylan Wyatt at McKeever & Associates Engineering and Surveying, as well as Dave Kaler at Holmes Rental and Sales, Route 309 in Marion, just west of 23 in Harding High School. So bring your compass and go west. We will go to the top of the third inning. 4-1 our score, and we'll be at the top of the order for Buckeye Central. Caydin Jarvis will start things off. Jarvis actually base hit his first time up and scored the lone Buckeye Central run. So kind of need him to do that again here if you're Coach Jensen.
Hit the first pitch of the game.
Sure did.
Into left field.
Ayers going to come from the windup, and there's this strike one. And again, one thing to say about Troy Ayers is that his delivery is slightly unorthodox too. I told you he's not overpowering, but he's got a very slow windup, and then he kind of speeds up at the very end of it. So, and there one's going to be popped out into center field. Frankert coming in on it. Nope, it's going to be the second baseman Hall, and they'll get it. So shallow second base is where it ends up going as it kind of, floated. It was so high up in the air, it was floating around. So first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the catcher. Austin Estridge will come up. He grounded out, fielder's choice, first time up. See what he does here with one out, top of the third. That one's going to be low and in the dirt. 1-0 the count here at Austin.
Ayers has the old-fashioned high pants and the ringed stirrups.
Yep. That one's going to be popped out into that second base right field area, and it's going to be Hall again coming on at his second out of the inning over there. 2 pop-ups to Wyatt Hall over at second, and we got 2 outs here. And Jeremiah Fishpaw up. Jeremiah RBI base hit his first time up. Always interesting. You talk about that, the style of even just baseball uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much variation, but the stirrups and the pants is the one thing they'll let them get away with. That's swung on and missed, so 0-1 the count.
Yep. And major leaguers now, they've gone from actually hooking their pants onto their cleats to what we're seeing here. Some of them even almost have shorts now.
Yep. That one's going to be high and inside, so 1-1 the count.
Our viewers on OH Report can see what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Here.
That one's going to be fouled back, so 1-2 the count here to Jeremiah Fishpaw. Fishpaw with some lineage that Dan Messerschmidt has watched over at Bucyrus over the years.
Yes, sir. Actually, both Fishpaw and Estridge.
Yes, absolutely.
Have roots in Bucyrus.
That one is just going to be low. Got away from Hammonds, but they will say it's a ball. So 2-2 the count here.
Checked his swing.
Jeremiah. Yep.
Catcher wanted him to appeal, but I don't think the home plate umpire thought it was even close. So.
Yeah, so 2-2 the count here with 2 outs. In the top of the third inning, 4-1 our score. That pitch off speed and just outside, so makes it a full count to Jeremiah Fishpaw. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be low, ball 4. So Jeremiah Fishpaw will reach base for the second time in this game. And with 2 outs, Lance Cole, the second baseman and cleanup hitter, will settle in. He grounded out his first time up. See what Lance can do this time. Buckeye Central wants to start kind of cutting into this lead a little bit. You can see Fishpaw making the little bit of a lead down first base there. Ayers not even worrying about him, just going to come home with it, and that's in the dirt, ball 1. So 1-0 the count on a beautiful, perfect day for a game of baseball here in Galion's Heise Park. And then Fishpaw's going to go try to run. Cole going to go ahead and ground that one to June at short. Then he's going to have to make a play at first, and he'll get him. That'll end the inning. Nice play right there by Weston June, the shortstop. And we'll head to the bottom of the third inning. It remains South Central 4, Buckeye Central 1.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Third inning here in this Division 7 District Semifinal between Buckeye Central and South Central. The Trojans with the 4-1 lead. Jeff Roberts, Dan Messerschmidt here with you. Great to be joining you here on WBCO and on the OH Report. Again, for those watching on the OH Report, they said, we've got 75 people on there right now, and I can tell you right now it would be 76, but Dan had to come to the game. He was just going to watch it on the OH Report and then follow a report of the game on Crawford County Now from there, but then we made him come out, and it's a nice day for baseball. First one pitch to Caden Blair is in the dirt, ball one. It's going to be Blair, Sanders, and Wallen up for South Central, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Second pitch is also going to be low. So 2-0 the count here from Caydin Jarvis, the pitcher. There's the pitch. That one's going to be grounded. Coming under is Kraft. He'll field it, bring it over to first, and he got him. First out of the inning right there. Nice job by Ty Kraft. I think that's a key, is you can't lose the easy ones.
No. And both pitchers work fast.
Yes.
They get the ball and they're ready to pitch.
I appreciate that, by the way.
Yeah, yes.
They'll have a Mike Hargrove hitter, the human rain delay.
Yes.
The greatest nickname ever.
Can't do that now with the pitch clock.
Yeah, exactly. Sanders takes the first pitch, and it's a strike, so 0-1 the count. So Michael Sanders, he struck out looking his first time up. He's going to take that one as a ball. So 1-1 the count here to Sanders. Jacob Wallen on deck here for the Trojans. Pitch in. That one's going to be outside. So and that's just sails on him. It's just a slight mechanical issue that makes his ball sail a little bit that way.
Kind of like pulls it almost.
Yep, exactly. Like you said, it's a balance issue. That one's going to be high. So Sanders, after taking a hack at the first one, is now just kind of watching Jarvis throw some balls to him. So let's see what this one is. That one's going to be ball 4 inside, trying to reset himself, and he'll end up walking the number 8 batter in the lineup. Not what you want to do if you're Buckeye Central. And Jacob Wallen will come up. Wallen, who's the number 9 hitter, got a base hit to start off the second inning festivities of scoring. He ended up base hitting, ended up coming home, and that one's going to be grounded right to the shortstop. Picking it up there is Kraft. He'll go to second, go for the double play. They will not get Wallen over at first, but the fielder's choice will get the lead runner.
Out 6-4 is Sanders at second.
And then there's Cole Frankert, who will come up now.
One of the nice features about Heise Park here, the baseball field here, is it has a great hitter's backdrop.
Yes,
trees. There's an apartment complex behind the center field fence, but there's a bunch of trees around those apartments, and it makes for a great hitter's.
Popped right up the middle. Kraft going to pick it up at shortstop, and he ended up reaching back, and he was kind of losing his footing, so he just reached back and put his glove on first base, or on second base, excuse me, to end the inning. Very well done right there. Heads up play by Ty Kraft to end the inning. And after 3 innings of play here in this Division 7 District Semifinal, it remains South Central 4, Buckeye Central 1.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Ebert. This is my son, Dr. Cam Ebert. We are Ebert Dental Group in Willard, Ohio.
Here at Ebert Dental Group, we offer a wide variety of services: restorative dentistry, dental implants, root canal therapy, Invisalign, teeth whitening, cosmetic dentistry, dentures and partial dentures, Botox, and much, much more.
We're currently accepting new patients, and we would love to see you here at Ebert Dental Group.
We'll head to the top of the 4th inning in this Division 7 District Semifinal. South Central 4, Buckeye Central 1. Thanks to our sponsors, John Gobrick at Pizzanello's Pizza, Mark and Chris Quinn at Quinn's Equipment Rental, Hardware, Lumbering, Excavating at the Curve on East Mary Street in Bucyrus, as well as Bob Sayer at Callahan Door and Windows over in Lexington. We'll see Hunter Caudle start things up at the plate for Buckeye Central. Dylan Heidinger, Jeremiah Robertson also due up against Troy Ayers as they try to figure out the mystery that is Troy Ayers, who at this point in time has done a really nice job on the bump. That pitch going to be, first one just swung on and hit right back to June, the shortstop. He bobbles it, but picks it up and throws it out at first. Nice play right there by Weston June. Didn't field it cleanly, but stayed on top of it and made a nice throw over to first to get Caudle.
As you mentioned earlier, Ayers not overpowering.
Right.
Throws strikes, and he's induced ground balls, and they keep hitting him at June. That's the wrong place. Even though he's got 2 errors, if he fields it cleanly, it's probably an out.
Which is, part of the sign of what we're saying when he's not overpowering. What we mean is to say that they're hitting it to the straight. They're pulling the ball. Like it's not like they're behind on pitches or anything like that. They're able to get ahead of it and they can get the bat on the ball, but they're just not lining it up right. He's moving the ball around just enough in the strike zone, keeping them fooled enough that Buckeye Central not being able to get anything going. Heidinger, he'll take the first pitch, strike 1 on the inside corner. Nice pitch right there. 0-1 the count to Dylan Heidinger, the third baseman, grounded out his first time up. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be grounded right back to the pitcher. Ayers will pick it up, and he'll just run it over. He can jog to first base, and he didn't have to throw the ball. He's like, I'm faster than Heidinger, so I'll just go ahead and take it myself. So we'll easy ground out, and Jeremiah Roberson is going to be up from the right fielder.
Another unusual play there. You see that occasionally if the ball's hit toward first base and the pitcher picks it up and just runs to the base. He was on the mound.
Yes. There's the pitch to Roberson. That one's going to be low in the dirt. He reached base with an error first time up, but got stranded at first. So, he ended up that was a low ball 1. So that one's going to be outside corner. That one is the pitch that Jarvis has been throwing, except a little lower and a strike. So 1-1 the count here. Roberson actually ended up getting out on the fielder's choice. That one's going to be popped out to right field, and it's going to be a base hit. Going the other way with it. Nice job, Jeremiah Roberson. Nice base hit right there.
Just to the left of the second baseman and just over his head. Just floated it out there. Too shallow for the right fielder to get in.
Third hit of the day here for Buckeye Central, and that'll bring up Ty Kraft, who grounded out his first time up. Would have potentially been a double play, but there was an error on the play, and he got stranded at second. He's going to go ahead and swing at the first one. He tried to turn and swing at that thing with everything he had, and he fouls it out of play. Just got way in front of it, and
he spun around on his heels.
He did. That was...
If he would have hit it, it would have gone a long way.
That's one of those things that, old coaches sometimes will make you, work on balance. They'll make you, stand on a certain platform or whatever, so that way your body doesn't shift all over the place. And on that one, he would have fallen off that platform, and because that's how much torque he put into that swing. So there's the pitch. That one's high. They're going to try to get him leaning off first, coming right down to Hammonds, throwing it down to Sanders, but nice hustle back by Roberson. We got a 1-1 count now to Ty Kraft. 2 outs. He's going to ground it right to June. Once again, he's going to get the lead runner at second, and that'll end the inning here after 3.5 here from Galion's Heise Park in this Division 7 District Semifinal. It remains South Central 4, Buckeye Central 1.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Fourth inning here in this Division 7 District Semifinal between South Central and Buckeye Central. The Trojans up 4-1 here and trying to add to it this inning. They'll bring up Brian Chafee, Weston June, Troy Akers, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, and guys who've been doing most of the damage out there offensively. So super important for Caydin Jarvis to be able to kind of keep things in front of them and get Buckeye Central out of the inning here. So Chafee 2 for 2 in the game. He's scored both times. First pitch from Jarvis. He's going to swing and drive that out to left field. Metzger comes under it, and it's a line drive right to him. First out of the game, or first out of the inning.
Another well-struck ball, but right at Metzger in left field.
Yeah, he was like, I'm swinging at this pitch. He liked it, but hit it right to him. So that'll bring up Weston June. June base hit and scored first time up, and then he reached base by an error last time up. That's first pitch, strike one. June is actually he gave himself a little, like, I can't believe I let that pitch go by. 0-1 the count. He's going to swing at the second pitch, and he's going to pop that one out to right field. Coming under it is Roberson. He'll pull it in. Second out of the inning. These guys aren't wasting time. They're coming up and swinging.
Two pretty well-hit balls, and that's the beauty of baseball.
Yep.
They're outs, and then a bleeder or a slow chop or like those balls chopped off the mound and went or off the infield dirt and go into the outfield. So that's baseball.
Anybody who's ever played baseball knows it's the cruelest part of the game. You know, there's the first pitch to Ayers, and that's a high and outside ball one. Yeah, that you can hit the ball well 4 times in a game and still go 0 for 4.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the second one. That's going to be fouled out of play. So
and be totally fooled and bleed one into the outfield.
Exactly. Somebody come in and be like, I reached base 3 times today. It's like, yeah, twice by an error and once because of a, soft one that, somehow found a hole.
Check swing.
2-1 the count to Ayers. Many, many eons ago in high school, a kid on my team hit a check swing home run. And that pitch is going to catch the corner. Never seen anything like it before. It went right over right field fence. I was like, how does a check swing go 300 feet into the outfield? But it did. And he was like, I got to hit a home run. I'm like, you want to call it that? There's the grounder to the second baseman, Cole. He'll settle under it, and they'll get the last out of the inning. 1-2-3 inning. Nice job right there by Jarvis on the hill. And we'll head to the top of the 5th inning here from Galion's Heise Park in the Division 7 District Semifinal. It is South Central 4, Buckeye Central 1.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Ebert. This is my son, Dr. Cam Ebert. We are Ebert Dental Group in Willard, Ohio.
Here at Ebert Dental Group, we offer a wide variety of services: restorative dentistry, dental implants, root canal therapy, Invisalign, teeth whitening, cosmetic dentistry, dentures and partial dentures, Botox, and much, much more.
We're currently accepting new patients, and we would love to see you here at Ebert Dental Group.
We head to the top of the 5th inning here in this Division 7 District Semifinal. Thanks for being with us on WBCO and streaming live on the OH Report. Jeff Roberts, Dan Messerschmidt with you. South Central up 4-1 on Buckeye Central as the Bucks come up with Blaze Metzger to start this inning. And then they'll go to Caydin Jarvis, Austin Esseridge due up. Great day for baseball at Heise Park here in Galion. Great day for a lot of activities. We were just looking around. There's beach volleyball game going on right now. Again, the smell of, the spring food and the concessions in the air. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, for those joining us on OH Report, for those who were here for the first game when Mohawk beat Plymouth, Josh Banks did the play-by-play. He's now moved to camera, and he's requesting that he can take the camera over to the beach volleyball game and do play-by-play of that. So that's up in the air here as whether they're going to be able to pick that up after this game. So, there he is down there doing fine job doing a wave. And good news, he was really worried he hadn't been on a camera in a while. I'm just happy today he doesn't have, just a shot of his own eyeball. I think he's doing good work. So there's the first pitch in there to Metzger, and it's a ball. So 1-0 the count here.
Maybe we could go to split screen on the beach volleyball.
That's correct. That one's going to be in the dirt. 2-0 the count. Yeah, got kids at the jungle gym. Lots happening here. Great day.
Nice park here.
Beautiful. Yes, exactly. They're going to count how many people are out here. 2-0 the count here, and that one's going to be swung on and popped right over the head of June. Base hit for Blaze Metzger. That's good base hitting right there, or just hitting in general by Metzger.
It's slapped it the opposite way.
Yep.
Metzger, a left-handed hitter, and just
beautiful.
Lined it over the shortstop's head.
Yep. June coming in on it just enough where he was like, yep, I can't back up and get that one.
Yep.
And now they get up to the top of the order, and that's what you want to do. You can get a hit with your 9-hitter. Now you can get maybe things rolling as Jarvis comes up here. He's 1 for 2, singled and scored first time up, and then popped up his second time up to bat in the game. He'll take the first pitch, ball 1.
Yeah, Buckeye Central needs to get it going here.
Yeah.
They're going to run out of innings.
That's the key. We're at top of the 5th. They're down 4-1. They're going to make a run. They got to get some runs here. So we'll see what they can do with no outs here. Top of the 5th, runner on first. Pitch in. That one's going to be low in the dirt. 2-0 the count. Caydin Jarvis.
Jarvis can help his own cause here.
Yep. See what he can do. That pitch also going to be in the dirt. So 3-0 the count here. And Ayers, who's been throwing a good game. I mean, I haven't been keeping a pitch count, but he's starting to get up there when you get up to this point in time in the game. So his arms can sort of start getting away from him. 3-0. That one he's going to take a bunch off of it and just throw a strike. So
that was they call it the get me over strike.
That's correct. So now Jarvis facing a 3-1. He's going to swing and drive it right to the third baseman. Digging it up was Hudson. He tries to go to the lead, try to get the lead runner, but Wyatt Hall dropped it at second base. The second baseman comes up and it went right through his glove. So
that'll be E4.
E4. Well, it was super well played over there at third base because that was a hard hit ball at Hudson, and he dug that thing back and up a little bit. Made a good throw over to second to get the lead runner, but error over there. So now we got first and second for Austin Estridge.
Maybe the break Buckeye Central needed.
Sure, they needed one. See what they can do. They'll try to square up the bunt, and Estridge's going to foul that one, popped it out of play. And nice job by Estridge. He didn't square up until that ball was out of the pitcher's hand. And that's sometimes what you need to do if you want to advance guys. If you square up too soon, it gives them a huge advantage to get guys running. But now South Central's got, first baseman Michael Sanders like sitting well, probably 10 feet into the grass in the infield. First and second, no outs. He'll square up, and he's going to bunt, and it's going to be popped out of play once again. So 0-2 the count now to Estridge. They're trying to do some small ball here. Like we said, we talked about this before the game, that this is something that Buckeye Central could do, but not having any success. So now Estridge probably going to have to just swing away here with 2 strikes.
He was trying to push it down because the third baseman's playing back, trying to cover the base down there for the force.
Yep.
And he just didn't. He didn't get out in front of the plate enough.
He's going to go and swing at that pitch. Kind of a late swing right there. He's afraid if he let it go by, it could be strike 3, so he'll pop it out of play. Remains 0-2 the count here.
Very possible too. Yeah, that was close enough. You can't take it.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not saying it definitely was a strike. It was just one of those pitches that was a little too close to leave it up in the air. And he's going to take the off-speed pitch there. That one ball. So 1-2 the count now. Austin Estridge. The Mohawk baseball team still here as they'll be taking on the winner after their victory earlier this afternoon versus Plymouth. Beat them 11-1. There's the pitch. It's going to be swung on and popped out into the June at shortstop. That's going to be an out. There we go. First out of the inning, and that'll bring up Jeremiah Fishpaw.
The Mohawk baseball team not going to have to rely totally on the coach's scouting report because they're going to watch the winner of this game firsthand.
To be fair, though, I'm just looking over at some of the team. A couple of them are on their phones playing games right now and sending messages. So Coach might have to give them a scouting report.
Not necessarily taking notes.
Right, exactly. That's right. They are joining on the OH. Grounder from Fishpaw got right past the pitcher Ayers and into center field, and we're going to have another run scored. Nice job right there. Metzger heads up base running. That ball, the moment it was hit, he took off running. He's able to get from second home. Jarvis down the second, and a base hit from Jeremiah Fishpaw gets him his second RBI of the game. And Buckeye Central has cut into the lead. It's now 4-2. Lance Cole now going to come up. Cole grounded out both times up to bat in this game, but now he's got one out and runners at first and second. Down 2 runs, so this is Buckeye Central's opportunity to get back into it. Here's the pitch. Oh, good pitch right there, and he took it the entire way. Surprised he took that pitch. That was a beauty to swing at. 1-0 the count.
That base hit went right up over the mound, but with the pitcher falling off, he didn't have a chance to square up and field it.
That one's going to be popped down the right field line. Yep, well out of play there. And actually, you know, Cole, when he's swinging at this, is stepping not forward, but way off to the left.
Like slapping.
Yeah, like you know, looks like my golf swing. So, not good. But now they're going to go ahead and call a little timeout and have a little meeting between just players. As you know, it was Hammond's coming over and he called it, and he's like, "All right, guys, we got to talk this over a little bit here." Got an 0-2 count. They don't want Lance Cole to get away from him with just 1 out and 2 runners on. But you know, again, with only a 2-run lead, important that they get the out here. See what happens. 0-2 count here to Lance Cole. Ayers going to settle in. Pitch comes. That's going to be grounded, and it's going to get through the gap between third and short. And coming home right now is going to be Jarvis. And another run comes in for Buckeye Central on the RBI base hit from Lance Cole. And we now have a 4-3 score. As you can see, perfectly placed grounder right between the shortstop and the third baseman for those joining us on the OH report. And sure enough, good heads-up base running by Jarvis. He's going to come in from second. It remains first and second, just 1 out. And Hunter Caudell due up. Now they've decided to come out and have a little chat with Troy Ayers as it's a 4-3 score. And again, we just said they got the 9-hitter on when Metzger got the base hit, and I said, now you got to get runs in, you know. And there's the Mohawk team for those joining us on the OH report. They're on live now, so they got to make sure that they know. They're like, yep, they see the camera, look at them exactly. They're like, hey, get off the phone. Don't do anything now. Don't do anything that'll get us in trouble, you know. So there it is, you know. So appreciate that. And again, but it was big. I mean, you know what? When you get the 9-hitter on, you get up to the top of the order and you're down 3 runs. That's the time you got to make your move. Yeah. And they've been able to do it here. And now they've got Hunter Caudell up with still first and second and only 1 out. And they're down just 1 run.
South Central helped them out with that error.
Yep.
And they've taken advantage.
And there's the first pitch. Strike 1 took a little off of it, and Caudell was way in front. So 0-1 the count. And again, you know, coach visit out there as well, manager visit, kind of really settle Ayers down and just say, all right, look, don't worry about it. We're getting to the bottom of the order. Just pitch your game. That one's going to be just popped to the third baseman. They're going to get the force at third, and then they're going to throw to first. Nope, he beats it down there. Caudell hustling down there, so got the lead runner. Nice play down there by Hudson. So second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Dylan Heidinger, still first and second, 2 outs now for Heidinger. Grounded out his first 2 times up to bat. Needs a hit here. Oh, they're going to try to get him leaning, and the catcher threw it away over there, and that's going to allow Lance Cole, who was down at second, to swing over to third. So, again, that was one of those plays that, you know, when you're, you know, a coach, you look at it and you see your catcher Hammonds, who decides, I'm going to see if I can get him leaning too far. But with already 2 outs, not the type of play that you usually want your catcher to make unless, you know, he's got a cannon arm. And he threw it from his knees, so just kind of
not very accurate.
Not a good throw right there. Got away from Sanders at first. So now Buckeye Central is looking at first and third with 2 outs here.
So that's an error on the catcher, allowing the runner Cole to get to third.
Yep. There's the pitch, and it's going to be fouled out of play. So 0-2 the count here.
Yeah, with 2 outs in the inning, you have to concentrate on just getting the batter.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't be trying to make fancy plays.
Now it's going to be a soft grounder that just kind of dies out of play, so it'll remain.
Ticked right off the end of his bat.
Yep. A 0-2 count here to Dylan Heidinger. And, you know, I'll tell you right now, they know that this is their chance here with first and third, 2 outs. Top of the 5th, they're down 1 run. And that's going to be turned on and popped up, but it's going to be right to June at the shortstop position, and that'll end the inning. But not before Buckeye Central scores a few runs to claw back into this after 4.5 innings here from Galion's Heise Park. It is now South Central 4 and Buckeye Central 3.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
We head to the bottom of the 5th inning here where South Central is holding on now to a 4-3 lead after a 2-run top of the inning for Buckeye Central. And we'll see what the Trojans can do with Hammonds, Hudson, and Blair coming up this inning against Caydin Jarvis. It's Jeff Roberts, Dan Messerschmidt. Nice to be with you here on WBCO and streaming live on the OH Report. Just was told we've got a couple people on the OH Report who are watching from Florida. So as you're watching, aren't you jealous of our weather here in Ohio? You know,
71 degrees.
Exactly.
Light breeze.
This is the first time I've been able to say that this spring.
Yes.
It's been pretty awful. But Alex Hammond's going to settle and take the first pitch right there from Jarvis, and that's going to be outside. Want to know the count.
I tell my wife May is usually my favorite month of the year weather-wise.
Yep.
And I said I don't really like this.
Right, exactly. The April showers did not, that just continued right in. No. There we go. That one's going to be a strike, so it was a 1-1, and that one's going to be popped up here. Cole coming under on second base. They're going to run in, and making the diving catch from center field was Caudle.
Wow.
Great play right there by Hunter Caudle. I mean, you know, Cole was kind of running back for it, but he seemed to misjudge where exactly it was going to be. We're getting the replay right now on OH Report. And quite honestly, like, he just took a weird angle towards it. He was going left, and he was like, uh-oh, wrong shoulder. And luckily, Caudle just came in, and he was able to make the catch from center field. So
he had a similar play earlier that he didn't quite make.
Yep.
So that's been 2 diving attempts by Hunter Caudle.
Trevor Hudson going to take the first pitch ball. So 1-0 the count here to the third baseman. Hudson 1 for 2 in the game with a base hit and struck out looking. That one, it's going to be, he's going to watch that one go by. It's 1-1 now the count, inside corner on that pitch. Here's another fastball. That one's going to be in the dirt. 2-1 the count. You're not wrong about, like, Jarvis is not wasting. He gets that ball in his hand, and he's like, I'm ready.
He's working
Let's
fast.
go. He's coming right now with the next pitch. 2-1 the count. That one's going to be inside. So 3-1 the count.
He's it's like he's got a dinner date.
Sure enough. We're gonna, yeah, exactly. This time it took him 10 seconds, which was a little slower than normal, and that's going to be ball 4 outside corner. So Trevor Hudson was going to go ahead and take first base, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Caden Blair. Blair 0 for 2 in the game with a strikeout and a ground out. So, yeah, they said he's averaging 8 seconds between the time he gets the ball in his hands to when he throws the next pitch. Advanced Analytics brought to you by the OH Report. It's 1-0 the count as that one's on the outside. You know, and now he's going to look over at first. He's not even into this one's a slower one. He's got a runner on base. He's going to do a pickoff here, but it's going to be dug out there by Fishpaw. But getting back safely was Hudson. So, again, 1-0 the count here to Caden Blair. He'll come home with it. That one he did in 7 seconds. And that's going to be popped up into the shortstop. Coming underneath it and making the catch there is Ty Kraft. Second out of the inning. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Michael Sanders. Sanders struck out and walked his 2 times up.
First baseman, Michael Sanders.
I will say this. For those of us who need corrective lenses, the numbers on the back of South Central's uniforms are very nicely big.
Yes, absolutely. We appreciate that. There's a fastball, and it will catch the outside corner. Strike one. 1-0 the count. Yep.
Sanders wearing number 10 on the back of his jersey.
That one a little high on that one, so 1-1 the count. And again, that was in 8 seconds to the next pitch as we got the counter on now. And, you know, he's, like I said, wastes no time. There it is again, 8 seconds. That one's a little high. So 2-1 the count to Michael Sanders.
Sometimes he's even borderline balked.
Yeah,
because he doesn't come set much.
Yeah, that one's a good pitch. That's a strike. Yeah, we had even it up at 2-2 the count. That's exactly what I was thinking. Is I'm like he barely comes to a set, but
and you're supposed to have one count.
Yeah,
when you're set with the runner on base.
They'll come home off speed pitch, and they're going to say it's high. Oh, I thought it was a 2-2 count, but they said it was a 3-1. So my apologies on that one. That's on me. And then it will be ball 4. So Sanders takes first. Hudson goes down to second. Jacob Wallen will step up. Wallen base hit and scored first time up, and then reached base as a result of a fielder's choice last time up to bat. So see what he can do. As South Central want to try to get some runs back there now. You know, they had a 4-1 lead. Now it's 4-3 after 2-run top of the inning. So things kind of getting close, and I'm sure that they're thinking, man, we'd like a couple of security runs here, and if they can get the 9-hitter Jacob Wallen to get a base hit and get somebody home right now, that'd be big. Wallen making Jarvis slow down because he was readjusting his batting gloves. And here's the pitch from Jarvis. He's going to swing at that one. Nice fastball that got past him. 0-1 the count here to Wallen.
Had to break out the sunglasses.
Yeah, notice that.
Sinking into the west a little bit and coming into the press box now.
Jarvis hated the fact he didn't get that count. It was just, they said that's just a little outside. So 1-1 the count. Yeah, you actually, sun coming right down on you. You're going to have a nice tan, too. There's a strike. Good pitch. Now on that play, though, nice heads-up base running right there as Hudson just went over and stole third. Nobody was paying attention. And he just took off. Like, you know, it was basically the catcher, like, you know, he took off running. The catcher already had the ball in his hands, but nobody was looking. So he was like, I'm just going to run, and he took third. So first and third now with 2 outs. 1-2 the count here to Jacob Wallen. There's the pitch, and it's fouled back. Did he catch it? And it's strike 3. Got the strikeout right there to get out of the inning. So we will head to the top of the 6th inning here in this Division 7 District Semifinal. The score remains South Central 4, Buckeye Central 3.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Ebert. This is my son, Dr. Cam Ebert. We are Ebert Dental Group in Willard, Ohio.
Here at Ebert Dental Group, we offer a wide variety of services. Restorative dentistry, dental implants, root canal therapy, Invisalign, teeth whitening, cosmetic dentistry, denturals and partial dentures, Botox, and much, much more.
We're currently accepting new patients, and we would love to see you here at Ebert Dental Group.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Kia, 1 mile east of Richland Mall. Also, Lee Plymal at the Plymal Insurance Group of Bucyrus and Galion, and the Burkhart family at Burkhart Farm Center, your Case IH dealer, farmers serving farmers. Again, Buckeye Central got 2 in the top of the 5th inning, and now they're just down 1 run as we hit the top of the 6th. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, Roberson, Kraft, and Metzger due up here for Buckeye Central, going against Troy Ayers, the pitcher who's been on the hill the entire game here so far for South Central, as see coaches having a little chat. No big deal there, but just talking things over. Winner will take on Mohawk, who ended up beating Plymouth in the first game. Mohawk, the number 1 seed in the sectional area, and Plymouth was the 5 seed. They won 11-1 earlier today. That game will be played on Saturday right here at Heise Park. So Jeremiah Roberson will come up. He reached base by error first time up and then got a base hit his last time up to bat. He'll take the first pitch as a strike. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. That's off speed. Oh, good pitch right there. And Roberson completely fooled by it. He swung and missed. 0-2 the count.
Way out in front.
Yeah, that was a nasty pitch right there by Ayers. There you go. 0-2. That one's going to be swung on and missed. Strike 3. Nice pitching right there by Ayers. Not only gets the strikeout, but did it in 3 pitches. That's a dream.
Now batting,
Well done.
Yeah, amazingly overpowered Roberson there after he had a base hit the last time up.
Yep.
So,
See what Kraft can do. Ty Kraft going to ground that one. June going to pick it up at shortstop, making a nice play to first, and he got him. That's just a good, strong defensive play by Weston June at shortstop. Ball that was hit close to the bag at second base, and he just kind of came up on it, squared up, and made a good, strong throw down the first, and a nice stretch over there by Michael Sanders, the first baseman, for the out.
and the ball not hit that hard, so he had to kind of range to his left and wait on the ball to get there.
Yep.
So a little bit of a fast runner going down the base, so he did a nice job.
Blaze Metzger up now. He'll take the first pitch, ball 1. Metzger base hit and scored his last time up to start the scoring in the last inning, so we'll see if he can do it again with 2 outs. That's going to be just grounded right back to Ayers, the pitcher. He'll throw it over to first, and that'll make a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the 6th. We'll move to the bottom of the 6th. It remains South Central 4, Buckeye Central 3.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Leading Buckeye Central 4-3, and an opportunity here to try to put a couple more runs in as they get to the top of the order with Cole Frankart, Brian Chafee, Weston June due up here against the Buckeye Central pitcher Caydin Jarvis.
Yeah, and since that kind of a rocky start for Jarvis in the first 2 innings, giving up 2 runs in the first 2 innings each,
Yep.
he's shut him down.
Done very well here. Jarvis will settle in. First pitch here. That one's going to be popped up. Coming down the third baseline, Heidinger coming underneath it, and he'll make the grab over there. First out of the inning. Nice job by Dylan Heidinger. Makes it a 1 out. And Brian Chafee due up. Chafee, who is 2 for 3 in the game with 2 hits and 2 runs scored. We saw in his last at-bat, he is not going to waste any time. The first pitch he sees that he likes, he's going to swing at. So here comes the first pitch. He's going to swing at it and drive it right at Heidinger. Went off his glove and bought it down. Kraft's going to pick it up and throw him out. Oh, no, it got away from Fishpaw at first base. So he's going to go ahead and Chafee going to run down to second. Boy, a well-hit ball went right off the glove of Heidinger at third. Bounced to Ty Kraft at short. He picks it up cleanly. Makes a throw, did a one-hander, threw it over to first, and it was a one-hopper that got away from Fishpaw at first base. So I guess you got to call it an error.
Yeah, a bad, unfortunate error there.
Yep.
And since it went in the dirt,
Yep.
yeah, you have to give it to the shortstop.
I agree. June's going to settle in now with a runner at second. And he's going to go ahead and swing at the first one. Heidinger going to pick it up at third. He'll make the play over to first, and they get the lead runner. And now a nice job of base running by Chafee as he'll take third. And that'll bring up Troy Ayers, who the pitcher, who's 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs in this game. So Ayers has helped his cause an awful lot, and he's going to try to do it one more time with a runner on third and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. South Central up 4-3 on Buckeye Central. He'll take the first pitch outside to the lefty. Ayers a left-handed hitter. For those listening on the radio, 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be swung on and missed. 1-1 the count there to Troy Ayers. And bottom of the 6th inning. Close game. We expected it to be so. That one's going to be high and outside. 2-1 the count. Again, the 2 and 3 seed. Thought we'd have a good game, and we've had one.
Yes.
There's the pitch. It's going to be fouled out of play. Evens things up at 2-2. Again, South Central came in with a 15-10 record overall. Won the Firelands, but Buckeye Central 12-14 overall, bottom half of the N10. But the reality has been very good against teams not in the N10. So knew they were better than the record showed. Ooh, that one's going to be just outside, and it'll even it up. We got a full count, that is, not evened up. We got a full count here to Troy Ayers. Runner at third, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. Going to take ball 4. That one's high. So it's going to be first and third for Alex Hammonds. Hammonds walked and then reached base with a fielder's choice and then flew out his last time up to bat.
I don't think that
Now batting, Alex Hammonds.
Caydin Jarvis wanted to make a mistake there.
He did not.
With the runner on third and 2 outs.
Exactly. Well, especially to Ayers, one of the better hitters on the team.
Yes.
So he's going to take his chances with the catcher, Alex Hammonds. And there's the pitch, and the strike 1 as they go ahead and let Ayers go ahead and trot down and steal second. No surprise there. They're not going to make a play. Second and third now. 2 outs. 0-1 the count. Hammond's going to take strike 2. That's definitely a strike. Yep. You watch that one come in. So it's an 0-2 count now to the catcher, Alex Hammonds. From the stretch. Ooh, that one fastball that almost got away, but Estridge did a nice job reaching out and grabbing that one out of the air. So 1-2 the count. He was trying to put a lot of juice behind it and almost threw it away. That one's going to be high, so 2-2 the count. 2 fastballs in a row that
Humped up on that one, too. He's trying to just blow it by
Yes,
him.
exactly what he's trying to do. 2-2 the count here to Hammonds. That one's going to be grounded, and it's going to be Jarvis coming up underneath it. Just popped up in the air, and he ends up grabbing it and throwing him out at first. So despite the threat right there from South Central, Caydin Jarvis gets out of the inning without letting up any runs. We'll head to the 7th inning and the last chance for Buckeye Central. They are down 4-3 in the Division 7 District Semifinal. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Ebert. This is my son, Dr. Cam Ebert. We are Ebert Dental Group in Willard, Ohio.
Here at Ebert Dental Group, we offer a wide variety of services: restorative dentistry, dental implants, root canal therapy, Invisalign, teeth whitening, cosmetic dentistry, denturals and partial dentures, Botox, and much, much more.
We're currently accepting new patients, and we would love to see you here at Ebert Dental Group.
We head to the top of the 7th inning. Our score, South Central 4, Buckeye Central 3. The Bucks coming up to bat here in the top of the 7th. Their last opportunity here in this Division 7 District Semifinal. And, at least if you're Coach Jensen, you're looking at it going, well, not ideal being down a run going into the 7th inning, but I have my top of the lineup, and Caydin Jarvis, Austin Esseridge, and Jeremiah Fishbaugh, the 1, 2, and 3 hitters, trying to go against Troy Ayers.
And I think he's looking at it like, at least we have a chance after that start.
Yeah.
They were down 4-1, and they've battled their way back to get within a run. So,
well, and you got to look at it like, okay, look, where have our runs come through? We've had 3 runs in this game. Caydin Jarvis scored twice. Jeremiah Fishbaugh knocked in 2 runs. Lance Cole, the other run knocked in. He's the 4-hitter. So, you know, in the game at this point in time, the guys who have been able to get hits and score runs have been these guys. It's been Jarvis, Fishbaugh in the 3-hole, Cole in the 4-hole. So we'll see what happens here as we are in the top of the 7th. And again, Troy Ayers has pitched a pretty darn good game. He's going to try to finish it off himself here. And again, we'll start it off with Jarvis, who base hit and scored first time up, then he popped up, then he reached base by an error his 3rd time up and scored again. First pitch to him, he's going to swing and hit it to the 3rd baseman. Nice backhand dig by Hudson, and he throws him out at first. Trevor Hudson, outstanding play at 3rd base. He's playing in the dirt. Ball hitting the ground, it kind of popped up on him on a 1-hop, and he backed up. He backhanded it cleanly, made the throw at first.
Ball was hit hard.
Austin Estridge now due up. Estridge, fielder's choice, first time up, and then 2 pop-out outs. He's going to take the first pitch, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Again, top of the 7th inning here. South Central up 4-3 in a close game. Winner takes on Mohawk on Saturday in the district final. Here's the pitch. That's going to be inside. Did he hit him?
Looked like it almost did, but he...
Nope. No, he turned away just enough.
I think it was a breaking ball, too, and it sort of broke inside a little
Where's
bit.
Walter Matthau to tell him to lean into it?
Yeah.
2-0 the count.
Take one for the team.
Exactly. Oh, that one's going to be fouled out of play. He took a big hack at that one. He liked that pitch. Fouled it back off the catcher's mask, and we got a 2-1 to count. So we got Fishpaw on deck. 1 out here. And here's the pitch. That one's going to be low. 3 balls now to Austin Estridge, and
Estridge is going to be very selective here.
Yep.
If he even swings at all.
Exactly. Here is the pitch. That one's going to be strike. Yep, nice right at the kneecap. So makes it a full count. See what can happen here.
It's going to make him throw 2 in a row.
Yep. Here's the pitch from Ayers. That one's going to be just low, so ball 4. And just like that, Buckeye Central has the tying runner on base. And Jeremiah Fishbaugh up, who's already knocked in 2 runs. He's 2 for 2 in a walk in the game.
Good patience by Estridge there.
Yep. Fishbaugh going to take a nice deep breath before settling in. Now he's ready to roll. 1 out, 1 on. Top of the 7th. Off-speed pitch that Fishbaugh's going to pop up, and he's mad at himself. It's going to be the pitcher, and it will be Ayers settling under it. There's the out. 2nd out of the inning. That'll bring up Lance Cole. Cole 1 for 3 in the game. RBI. Base hit that came in the 5th inning. Need a big hit from him right now to keep the season rolling for Buckeye Central.
Last hope for the Bucks.
Yep, this is it. And then it's going to be Cole settling in. There's the pitch. Turn, and that's going to be fouled and kind of hitting the dirt. So 0-1 the count here to Lance Cole.
The rip at that was just came over the top and pounded it right straight down on the ground.
Exactly. Ayers settles in. Here's the pitch. He's going to watch that one go by, strike 2. Yeah, that's a nice pitch right there. I think he was hoping that it was a little low or outside, but nope, right there. So Lance Cole, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning, last chance. Here's the pitch. He's going to swing on it, hit it right to the shortstop. June going to grab that one, come over to first, and he got him.
Wow, what a play.
Great play by Weston June, and that will end the ball game. An outstanding play, a ball that wasn't hit perfectly, just a grounder right into the gap past the first base or right past the pitcher, and it was kind of deep enough in the hole that June had to come over there, make a run on it, and then throw across his body to make the throw and get him out at first, and he got him. So a great play right there by Weston June, the shortstop, and with that, South Central will pick up the victory. Final score over Buckeye Central, 4-3. We'll take a timeout, and then we'll be back to wrap things up right here on WBCO in the OH Report.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
Hey Cam, what's going on? I've been busy. Jeez, I've been doing fillings, root canals, crowns, extractions, dentures. What you been up to?
Yeah, I've done all that, and I've done implants and Invisalign, and I'm waiting to do the girls' Botox and filler. So you just sit here and I'll take care of it all?
Good luck with the women.
Ebert Dental Group is a family-run general dentistry practice. We are able to provide most treatments without having long-distance referrals. We accept most insurances and are accepting new patients now.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Walked another one as well. He walked once as well, but ends up having a pretty good stat line overall and pretty impressive performance by Troy Ayers in this game. He'll pick up the victory. Caydin Jarvis gets the loss for Buckeye Central, unfortunately. Got into some trouble early in the game, lit up 4 runs in the first 2 innings, but after that he settled in perfectly fine. Ended up with 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 strikeouts, 5 walks in the ball game. Started things off, Buckeye Central, with the one score. They got one at the top of the first inning. South Central came back with 2 in the bottom of the first, 2 more in the bottom of the second. Had a 4-1 lead for quite some time, and then it was the Bucks with 2 more runs in the top of the 5th. That's where it ended up. They just could not pull that last run across to tie things up and potentially take the lead. And as a result, South Central and the Trojans are going to pick up a victory and move on to the district final, where on Saturday, they'll be taking on the number 1 seed in this sectional. It was the Mohawk Warriors who defeated Plymouth 11-1 earlier on there. Again, 11-1 the final there. Those 2 teams will be playing on Saturday. Pretty sure we're going to have it on WBCO, and they'll definitely be having it on the OH Report. So make sure that you're tuning in for that, as they'll be streaming that game live for sure on Saturday. And again, I'm 99% sure that we'll be figuring out a way to have it also right here on AM 1540, 107.5 FM WBCO. With the loss, Buckeye Central falls to 12-15 overall, and South Central moves to 16-10 overall, and again, moving on to the district final. So congratulations to South Central. Want to thank the managers and coaches for both of these teams. Super hospitable and very helpful before the game, getting some information. Always want to thank all of our good friends at OH Report, doing a good job helping us out here as well with information. And, you know, our my good friend John Kreider, always back at the station. He's helping with the engineering. So for Dan Messerschmidt, this is Jeff Roberts saying have a great evening. But again, if you're joining us on OH Report, stay tuned as they'll be interviewing the player of the game. That's coming up next. Again, have a great afternoon, great evening. Final score here from Galion's Heise Park. It is South Central 4, Buckeye Central 3. Have a great night.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
You just watched live and free baseball thanks to these amazing sponsors like South Central Athletic Boosters, Ebert Dental Group with general dentistry for all ages, now offering injections and fillers. Carruthers Pest Control is looking to add new technician to their team, offering 401k, paid time off, and more. Reach out to learn more. And finally, Sutton Bank. Earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. We've got your MVP on the way right after this quick break. We're live, we're free, and we're out here at Heise Park in Galion, Ohio.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Ebert. This is my son, Dr. Cam Ebert. We are Ebert Dental Group in Willard, Ohio.
Here at Ebert Dental Group, we offer a wide variety of services: restorative dentistry, dental implants, root canal therapy, Invisalign, teeth whitening, cosmetic dentistry, dentures and partial dentures, Botox, and much, much more.
We're currently accepting new patients, and we would love to see you here at Ebert Dental Group.
shit, boy.
Back here with our Ebert Dental Group MVP of game number 2 of our doubleheader, and it's none other than Troy Ayers, the starting pitcher for the South Central Trojans. The junior gets a win. Troy, number 1, congratulations on the win. You guys now move on to Friday to face Mohawk in a district title game. What's that mean to you?
Win it again. Keep on building and win the regionals.
So I spoke with Aaron a little bit before. What's it been like for you guys to kind of have to bounce back when, you know, one of your better players goes down with an unfortunate injury? Somebody has to step up and kind of take that role.
Yeah, I feel like we embraced that role really good, and we're sad that he went down, but we gotta keep on fighting. We can't let it hurt us in the infield and keep on fighting, I guess.
Tonight you go out, you throw a complete game, 6 hits. What was it like for you? You knew Buckeye Central was going to hit the ball. You knew what they were going to come in and do. You guys played them earlier this year. What was it like to know your defense behind you had your back, your shortstop, June, some phenomenal plays out of him?
Sir.
What's it like for you on the mound knowing that those guys, the 8 guys behind you, have your back no matter what?
It's way better for the pitcher. You can pitch for contact, not just have to make a perfect pitch every pitch. So you pitch for contact, ground balls, and you know the defense behind you got your back. Turn double plays and everything like that.
At the plate, let's talk about it. You're 2 for 3, 2 singles, a walk, and you drive in 3 of your team's 4 runs. What was kind of the mindset coming in against Buckeye's ace and Caydin Jarvis to make sure you guys were able to push across, as we see, just enough to leave victorious?
It meant a lot because I get running the first inning, so I'm like, I got to get the bat because I'm the pitcher. So I got to do my part to help win the game too. So I came up and just got a couple hits and helped us succeed in the game.
All right, Troy, so we're going to go ahead and let you get out of here, but you see the camera looking right at you. Go ahead and look at it and give as many shout-outs as you want.
Shout out to my family and friends, because family's always there taking me to games and everything, supporting me, doing everything. And shout out to my whole infield and everybody on the team, because they did a great job playing defense today, and just all around a great game.
That's our Ebert Dental Group MVP junior, Troy Ayers from South Central. Congratulations on the win and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Josh Banks welcomes you back to Tiger Field at Heise Park one final time as we pull into the South Central Athletic Boosters postgame show, where the South Central Trojans are victorious 4-3 over the Buckeye Central Bucks, and they will move on to face the Mohawk Warriors on Saturday for a district title at 2 p.m. right here from Heise Park. As for today, though, you see the stat line. Buckeye Central 3 runs on 6 hits, committing 2 errors. South Central scores 4 runs on 7 hits, while their defense kind of a little flushed in the first inning, and then they smoothed into it. They commit 5 errors, but they make the plays down the stretch to win it. I want to give a quick shout out to our guys at WQEL, WBCO, Jeff Roberts and Dan Messerschmidt, who were on the call for this one. Next up, Buckeye Central season ends. A great season for them, and as stated, South Central will take on Mohawk on Saturday for a district championship. But again, for everybody that was here today, all of our sponsors, Jeff Roberts, Dan Messerschmidt, Adam Thompson, our producer, Jeremy Peoples on camera, and I had some fun today too. I got to jump down on a little bit of camera as well. It was a blast. Always a blast out here covering high school baseball, high school sports in general with the OH Report. Thank you to Galion Athletics. Thank you to all of our sponsors, Ebert Dental Group, our scoreboard and MVP sponsor, South Central Athletic Boosters, Carruthers Pest Control, and Sutton Bank. All those sponsors allowed us to bring you this game today live and free on the OH Report. And thank you to the OHSAA for allowing us to bring you this live stream. Until next time, folks, stay safe, enjoy the rest of this beautiful Thursday, and hang out with us all weekend. Take care, everybody.